Hello and welcome to another wedding updates YouTube video. I'm so excited that I'm doing these more often as the wedding is almost 3 months away. So we're all in the finishing touches and finishing logistics and all that stuff. So I'm very excited to be sharing a few other updates that I haven't shared with you before. I know you still don't know the exact day for the wedding, but in the new year I will definitely be sharing with you that announcement first thing. So I'm really excited. I just wanted to wait so I can build up the hype and also just have it be closer in date. Christian's coming. Because even though it will be fun and exciting to share the wedding date when we finally got it, it was gonna be a year away, and I was like, people are gonna be still a year away. But now as I'm sharing it when it's almost 3 months away, it's gonna be more exciting for you to look forward to it. So anyways, that's what I wanted to say. But I once again have all of my wedding planning updates on my notes, and I just have marked down things that I haven't talked to you about. So let's just jump right into it. The first wedding planning update that I want to share goes back to October 29th, where Christian and I booked our cake vendor and paid the deposit. So we finally figured out everything cake related with the wedding, and because we're not in Puerto Rico, that was kind of a mess, because I really wanted to do the cake tasting before we signed the contract. It's obvious that we should have done it that way, but unfortunately, since we're not in Puerto Rico, our wedding planner suggested that we booked the vendor before trying out the cake and just trust that it's gonna be good and trust her, etc., because we really wanted to just get that over with and not run the chance of that vendor be booked the day of our wedding. So I think that we just had to deal with that and book the cake vendor before we tried the wedding cake. And so that was a little bit I wish it wouldn't have been like that, but it is. That's a little problem with if you're planning a destination wedding and stuff like that, and you're miles and miles away. That's something you should be wary of and take into consideration. We opted for a semi-naked cake. It won't have that thick frosting, that thick fondant. It won't have that. It's gonna look very boho, very adorable, and I'm just so excited to see that wedding cake with the florals and stuff like that. And we're actually going to be trying out the cake when we visit Puerto Rico. Finally, we're gonna be there for a couple of days, and I'm so excited to go back and spend the holidays, some of the holidays, with our family. So we're actually going to be running a couple of wedding planning errands while we're in Puerto Rico, because the next time that we're going back will be during the month of March, which is basically for the wedding. So everything wedding planning related that we have to do in person, we'll be doing that when we're in Puerto Rico in the next couple of weeks. So piggybacking off of that, we already have an appointment with the decorator and the florist venue, so they can just show me all the decorations that they have in stock and see if I like them, or if I want to add something else, then they can also get that for me. And we're also, that same day, are going to be cake tasting our wedding cake. So that's gonna be super fun. I'm of course hoping to vlog that for the memories and incorporate it in one of the upcoming last minute touches wedding planning updates that I'm gonna have in the next year. Then the next wedding planning update that I have is in November 1st. That's when it happened, and that's the day where I chose the junior bridesmaids that are going to be attending the wedding. For example, my little cousin and my little sister, whether that's them carrying the wedding rings or being the flower girl. Like, I already chose the dress for them and the color, the style, etc., and I also let them know. And then I also chose the color for my dad's attire and for my future dad-in-law's attire, and it's gonna be this beautiful charcoal gray color, which I think it's gonna look so good. And when we are in Puerto Rico, Christian and I are actually going to be shopping with his dad for the wedding attire, so that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to and excited about. And then it also shows the wedding attire for like the guests, my mom, my grandmother, and my future mother-in-law. So spoiler alert, I did choose a color palette for our wedding guests because I'm just like a very strict person when it comes to that, when it comes to my wedding's vision, and I didn't really want anybody to be wearing like colors that wouldn't match the vibe that I'm going for in the wedding. You're definitely gonna see the color palettes that I'm requiring all guests to wear in the wedding invitations, but I'm just letting you know now that I did that. The colors that I specifically don't want them to wear are like this really bright red color, just wouldn't match the gardenia and boho style that the wedding is going to have. I think it's gonna be like super bold and attention grabbing, and like lots of people are wearing this like red dress, like this bright red dress, so I don't want them to wear a red dress. And of course I don't want the wedding guests to wear any white or cream or beige color that may resemble my white wedding dress. So those are like the two colors that I don't want the wedding guests to wear and that I specifically said in the invitations. And just to help them out, I actually did like this little section in the invitation, specifically in the reception card. Like, I just put examples of like real life colors that I would prefer for them to wear, and those colors are actually pastelish colors. So I think that if everyone follows that dress code, the wedding is gonna look so beautiful in photos and videos and just the aesthetics of it. And then for like important people like my mom, my grandmother, and Christian's mom, I'm just letting them wear whatever they feel comfortable in, as long as it's not red or white or cream, etc. They don't necessarily have to follow the color palette, but they should be wary about the specific colors that I don't want. And we also asked them to send us a photo of what they are planning to wear beforehand, so we can see it and give it sort of a green light. I'm not a bridezilla, you guys, but it's my wedding, and so I'm gonna do it however I want to because Christian and I are the ones paying for it. So on November 26th, Christian and I both ordered our wedding bands, and we actually were smart and took advantage of the Black Friday sales from the companies that we really wanted to order our wedding bands from. So yeah, I'm not gonna like tell you like the brands nor anything, nor show you the wedding bands, because I do want to keep it a secret, but I will say that both of them arrived and they're so freaking gorgeous, you guys. Like, it just makes me want to cry, and I cannot wait to wear my wedding band in combination with like my engagement ring. Like, I cannot wait for March to get married and finally have like the complete custom set that I made for myself. And yeah, you're gonna have to wait for our wedding videos and wedding photos on Instagram and on YouTube so you guys can see what wedding bands we both ended up choosing, but they're just chef kiss. Next, on November 27th and November 28th, Christian and I spent that entire weekend literally making and DIYing our own wedding invitations, and we spent so much time doing that, but it was so worth it because we basically just saved around $300. And if you saw my last wedding planning updates video, I was on the fence of whether I should just like tell someone else or contract a vendor to do our wedding invitations and we just pay the money for it. But whenever we did that, like the wedding invitations company that was the one that I wanted, like they gave us a really high rate, a really high price, and therefore Christian and I had this conversation and we opted for making it our own and just trading money for time. And it was the best decision ever because it was so much fun to shop for all the materials that we were gonna need and just spending that full weekend doing something that we're never gonna do again, and that's engraved in our brains forever. That special moment where Christian and I spent that weekend creating our own invitations and putting and pouring all of our love into every single one of them was just so priceless. And we of course saved around $300, so that's always great. And I'm not going to show you the invitations just yet because I do have a full video on that will go up, God willing, next year. But I will say that they are my dream wedding invitations, and from a person that didn't know like what she wanted for the invitations, and she slowly just watched YouTube videos and checked for inspiration on Pinterest and just like put all the creative juices in her brain into place. We created some magic, and I cannot wait to share how our wedding invitations turned out to be. And I'm just so excited for the time that I'm going to show you next year. But yeah, I have sent a couple of invitations already. People are receiving it and they are RSVPing, so that's always so like grateful and thankful and amazing to just be part of. Okay, so like I don't know if I should like wait on this to tell you, but on December 8th, I actually just like reached out to all of my bridesmaids and talked more about my bachelorette party. And I'm not sure if I should tell you guys this right now or if I should wait, but a little, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I should tell you because this is like the best thing, the second best thing that has ever happened to me after just like David's bridal, like gifting me my own wedding dress. Like this is the next big thing that happened, but I think I'm gonna wait. So yeah, you'll just know that I will be having a bachelorette party, and it's literally the second best thing that has ever happened to me in this wedding. And I want you to like comment down below to see if you have any idea of what I'm talking about, but I just can't wait to share, and I will definitely be sharing more soon in the new year. So stay tuned and subscribe if you don't want to miss that, because I'm just so eternally grateful to God, and it's just unbelievable what happened. And then the next wedding planning update that I have is that on December 13th, I actually chatted with my bridesmaids about their hair and makeup, and they already told me which girls wanted like only makeup or which girls only wanted hair and makeup. And it was just like so like I don't know, I feel like it was just so dramatic, like the whole situation of like getting them to choose and getting them to answer. And because we're all in like different states, or some of them are in Puerto Rico, like it's just hard to get a hold of them, and sometimes like they just don't answer on my chat and stuff that I have in WhatsApp, so that's a little bit frustrating. So I have to send like a message telling them like, y'all, please answer me, like this is what I want, this is what you need to choose from. Like just tell me. So it was like a pretty stressed out day to deal with that, but thankfully I have the best maid of honor to just like help me with all the things that happens and all the frustrations that I have. So yeah, we finally all agreed. Now all it's left is for me to like sign the contract with the lady that's gonna do their makeup for my wedding day. And what I'm planning to do is just like have them all in a room together, as well as my mom and my grandmother, and the one that's gonna do my hair and makeup, my mom's hair and makeup, and my grandmother's as well, and then the lady that's gonna do all 7 of my bridesmaids makeup and some hair, because some didn't want to pay for a lady to do their hair, like they prefer to save that money and do it their own. So I also told them to bring the materials that they need to make their own hair that day, so we can all just like be there together before the start of the ceremony and just like cherish those precious moments that we have together before all the craziness. So there's gonna be a lot of people in that room that we decide to choose, as well as the videographer, the wedding planner, her team, the photographer, all that stuff. So I still need to figure that out because the venue doesn't have like a place where we can all get ready. So I think I'm gonna have to opt for an Airbnb or a hotel room. So we'll see what I just like figure out and what my wedding planner suggests in her expertise. I'm still waiting for her to answer my message that I sent. So yeah, the stress is real, you guys. Like the stress is so freaking real. I also forgot to mention that the wedding bands like did come yesterday, and I had to call my maid of honor as well as my mom on FaceTime, and I was like putting the phone like this in like the wedding set like this so they wouldn't see it, and then I'll just like turn around the hand and they all went like it's beautiful, and that's the reaction that I wanted to get from them, and it just made me so excited. They both love the wedding band and the engagement ring combination, because I will admit is very different and something that I have not seen before. And yeah, it's like a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm just so happy how it turned out. Like I could have opted for like a classic one or something that I see all over Pinterest, and it will still look good, but I did wanted to get something and like wear something that's different and unique and that probably not any person has. So I'm teasing the wedding band situation a lot, but it's gonna be so worth it when you finally see the set and the combination in the near future. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming wedding planning updates and wedding planning vlogs and wedding video and wedding day vlog on my YouTube channel, because that's definitely coming up in the next few months, specifically around 3 months. So that's just crazy that the wedding is almost there. And also make sure that you follow me on Instagram so you see all the day of stuff that I'm gonna share. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.